Alright, back again, Luke here, and today I just want to show you some of the stuff that I've been up to for the last couple of days. And as you can notice on my floor, I got a bunch of parts laying around here. Some of these are circuit boards from old scanners and printers. Another one's from a CDR disk drive. And got some parts here from power supplies from older machines. And you might be asking yourself, why do I have all these parts out here? Well, I was going through some of my junk. I have a bunch of old game systems that haven't been repaired yet, and I was going through to see what I had, and I went and pulled out these guys here. I have a few, or more than a few, Game Gears that haven't been repaired yet, and I decided to grab some parts and play around with these Game Gears a bit, and got them all fired up. So they're working pretty well. I had to replace a couple of things on a couple of them. I had to replace the light that went out on another one, but I have plenty of those parts laying around here. Yeah, I'm dropping stuff everywhere, but got lights, spare lights. I just got a whole box full of different parts laying around. Also had to replace some of the soundboards on them. Those things weren't working. I tried to replace some of the caps on them, but there was a couple of them that were just chewed up from too much oxidization. So I used some parts from another one. I got another Game Gear laying over here that I'm still in the process of working on. This one has a really bad screen in it, so I'm thinking about switching out the screen. Luckily, I do have a spare screen. I think it's laying over there on the floor, that white square that's over there. But yeah, I just want to show you what I've been up to here, and show you that these things are firing up. They're not perfect, but I tried to use the caps that I had. I didn't have enough to replace all of them, but give you an idea here. This probably be hard to see, but this one here is Last Bible Special. Like I said, it's probably going to be hard to see, but it is working properly. So there still are a few little blurry spots where if I replaced all the caps on it, it would disappear. But like I said, I'm kind of scrounging around here to see what parts I have, trying to recycle as much as I can. And let's fire on the next one. This one is Mickey Mouse. But that one's working. Let's fire on this third one here. As you can see, there are a couple little blurry spots left on it, but it's not too bad when it starts up. A couple of them, it just takes a few seconds for the caps to warm up, but it's Fantasy Zone. And the last one. Sonic going right there. As you can see, there's some of the blurry stuff, but well, all of these Game Gears, none of them fired up, actually. They were all dead, but now they are at least turning on, and they are playable. They're not 100% perfect, but yeah, I'm trying to do the best with the spare parts that I got here, and I'll try and clean them up a little bit and see what I can do with the rest of the parts that I got laying around here. If I can scrounge up a few more caps, then I'll try and put those in, but we'll see. One interesting thing that I found out about these things, which made me want to keep going with these other Game Gears as far as repairing them goes, is I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos as far as replacing the capacitors on these things when the screen doesn't work right, or that you can't see, it's too dark. Well, I actually found that there's one spot in particular that one capacitor in particular that on all of these, all I replaced is one capacitor on each one of these boards, except for this one here. I replaced one capacitor on the soundboard because the sound wasn't working, but every other one just has one cap that's been replaced in it, and they're all working. And that capacitor is, let's see if I can take this one here and flip it around. All these things are still opened up. But this one's got 2 caps on it because I was playing around with it. But the capacitor right here, this is actually a 50 volt capacitor, and it's located next to another 50 volt capacitor. And the top capacitor here is the one that seems to be the key. I replaced just this one on the other boards, and it fired right up after I did that. So if you're experiencing some problems with your Game Gear and you're not able to see the screen at all, probably what I can recommend is just trying to replace just this one cap if you don't have a lot of caps sitting around, or you know, if you got some spare parts sitting around, you don't feel like going up to the store to get some, or you know, whatever the case may be. Give this one a shot here. Like I said, if you were to look at the board just flipped down like this, it's going to be, like I said, there's 2 caps located down here. There's one that's a 50 that's located on the side here, and then there's another one that's standing on end usually, and that's another 50 volt cap. And just make sure that you know, when you replace it with at least a 50 volt cap. If you replace it with a lower one, then you're going to wind up popping it. And make sure that the microfarads are the right rating as well. I mean, if you get something that's a little bit bigger, for example, like, I don't know, like 60, 70 volts or something like that, as long as it's got the right microfarads on it, it'll be all right. And for this one, each one of these is 47 microfarads, so make sure you get something that has 47 on it. But I just thought that was kind of interesting. You know, just replacing the one cap on all of these, I was able to get them so they start right up. But recycling at its best. You know, just a bunch of junk laying around, and you know, a bunch of junk parts that I didn't use, and I had all these Game Gears laying around, and sure enough, just replacing one cap on them gets them all going again. A couple of them have some chips in them and some really big scratches around the outside of them, but I mean, what the heck, you know? If you can play them, it's a lot better than probably the original condition, you know, trying to like tilt it on its side and trying to see the picture. But you know, this one out of all of them is the one that still needs a lot of work. This one is the blurriest picture by far. Blurry meaning like you can see the lines in it, but the other ones, they aren't too bad. Aren't too bad at all. So that's what I've been up to. My house has become, you know, a pretty rough place right now. I'm just trying to repair all the stuff that I can and get rid of some parts, but just wanted to show you that for right now. And that's all for me. But like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.